Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a complete guide to one of the most fascinating and honestly geographically isolated places on the planet, New Zealand. We're going to dive into the data, the geography, the culture, and the economy, bringing it all together into one beautifully structured guide for you. Let's jump right in.
So what makes New Zealand so special? I mean, you could ask that about any country, right? But the answer here is uniquely profound. As we go through our explainer today, you're going to see a really clear core theme emerge. What we're actually talking about is a nation that has somehow managed to crack the code on a perfect, holistic balance. We're talking about an absolute, unparalleled equilibrium between work, life, and play. It's not just a gorgeous spot for a vacation, it's a highly dynamic ecosystem of living. Keep that balance in mind, because it's our guiding framework for everything we're about to explore.
Section 1. The South Pacific Jewel.
Geographically speaking, New Zealand is defined as a beautiful island country located right in the South Pacific. But let's take a second to think about what that isolation actually means. It was literally one of the last major landmasses settled by humans. And that intense geographic separation, it forged a highly unique environment and culture. Think about it. They have almost zero native land mammals. And it also forged incredibly resilient people. The isolation, the climate, the vast oceanic borders, these aren't just fun trivia facts. They're the very building blocks that forged its unique identity in the modern world.
Moving on to Section 2, City Life and Culture. Now, instead of just one giant, overwhelming megalopolis, New Zealand thrives on a really cool network of distinct cities. You've got Auckland, bringing that major metropolitan energy. Then there's Wellington, famously one of the windiest cities on Earth, by the way, which serves as this incredibly vibrant political and cultural capital. Throw in the historic resilience of a rebuilding Christchurch, the total adrenaline-fueled pulse of Queenstown, alongside thriving hubs like Hamilton and Dunedin, and you've got these incredible, dynamic engines of culture. These cities absolutely power the country, but they intentionally maintain a scale that allows genuine community to just flourish.
And what do all these urban centers actually add up to? An absolutely excellent quality of life. Seriously, this isn't just some clever marketing slogan. It's a daily reality where you can step right out of a bustling office and immediately hit world-class outdoor activities. You're constantly surrounded by famously friendly people, all wrapped up in a culture that actively rejects the whole modern burnout grind. Instead, they replace it with a really deep daily appreciation for well-being and community connection. It's totally refreshing.
Which brings us to Section 3, driving the economy.
Okay, so this excellent lifestyle, it's built on a highly resilient dual-engine economy. If we look at the traditional sectors, New Zealand is a global powerhouse in dairy, agriculture, and tourism. They really leverage that incredible landscape and climate to generate immense value. But on the flip side, modern New Zealand is equally driven by high-tech innovation and a massive, globally renowned film industry. So it's not just a farming hub. It is a booming center for digital innovation and creative arts on a massive global scale. It's a remarkably balanced, diversified portfolio.
And here is where it all comes together. This creates a perfect feedback loop of work and play. One doesn't cannibalize the other. That robust multi-sector economy we just talked about, it funds the infrastructure and supports the lifestyle. And in turn, that unmatched quality of life, the friendly people, the endless outdoor activities, well, that attracts the top-tier creative and driven talent needed to keep building the economy. It's a perpetual engine of balance, where thriving industries actively sustain a thriving population.
Let's jump into Section 4, Nature and Travel Highlights. The natural wonders here are just staggering, especially when you realize how close they all are to one another. I mean, in a single day, you can literally move from the towering, snow-capped peaks of the Southern Alps and the ancient, breathtaking fjords of Milford Sound straight to pristine subtropical beaches and dense rainforests. You have the majestic heights of Mount Cook standing not too far from these crystal-clear lakes. It is an awe-inspiring geographical lottery, all packed into a single nation. It completely defies the usual limits of terrain and climate.
So if you want to experience this firsthand, the absolute must-do travel itinerary perfectly blends their economy with their geography. First, you've got to start by walking right into cinema history at Hobbiton. This is where you see exactly how the film industry meets tourism. Next, head over to Rotorua to experience raw geothermal power and some incredibly deep Maori cultural heritage. Then you're going to transition from the earth to the sky at Lake Seikapo, which is home to some of the clearest, most star-filled night skies anywhere on the planet.
And finally, go lose yourself in the ancient, untouched wilderness of Fiordland National Park. It's just a seamless journey right through culture, geology, astronomy, and nature. We've walked through the geography, the culture, and a deeply resilient economy. We've seen how cutting-edge tech perfectly coexists with untouched nature. New Zealand isn't just a place to visit, it's a blueprint for a life well-balanced. So, with its thriving, diverse economy and its unmatched natural beauty, the only question left for you is, when will you experience the balance of New Zealand for yourself? Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and keep learning.